Fitbit Air is absolutely amazing. In this video I'll show you everything you need to know about this tracker, all the best features of it, and also some cool tips and tricks. And first let me show you how to properly connect it and pair it with your smartphone. To do that we have to actually turn on our Fitbit first. As you see on the Fitbit we actually do not have any buttons or any way how to interact with it. If you want to turn it on, you simply plug in your charger in power and simply pop your Fitbit on it. And you'll see a light will appear here, that means it's on in the pairing mode. Then either go in the Apple App Store or Play Store, so it works both with iPhones and Androids, and search for the Google Health app. And yep, you want to allow these permissions. Then also sign in with Google or Fitbit. I'm going to pick this. Yep, you want to allow these notifications. And then over here on this corner you want to click this. Then connect a Fitbit smartwatch. Click the Fitbit Air. Start setup. And make sure it's on the charger. So you see it's connected. Yep, you want to allow this. Allow while using app. And as you see, all done. It also will give you a quick tutorial on how to use it as well. Then also let's quickly check out our tracker. Also how the strap works. And also different ways how to wear it. So you see you have very nice Velcro here, and it simply attaches to this area of the strap here. And we can also take out the little pebble as well. So you see you have this metal piece here, so this is where you essentially want to push down, while with the other finger you want to kind of like put some force essentially, so it pops out. So you see you can get it out like this. When it comes to size, as you see, it's absolutely insanely small. And obviously you want to take it out from time to time, so you can actually clean it as well. So we have the heart rate sensors and the charging pins. And if you want to pop it back in, you can either put it like this or like this. It doesn't really matter in which direction you pop it in. And then if you want to wear it, so simply pull your strap like this. And if you want to wear it on your wrist, okay, let's simply close it. And this is what it looks like. Also, if you want, you can also wear this on ankle as well. Or also, for example, if you go on Amazon, they already are selling like third-party straps for these, essentially bigger ones that also can be worn on a bicep. For example, this is what it looks like when it's on ankle. So for me, at least the default strap actually fits also on my ankle. And next, let me show you some of the best features that we get on the Fitbit Air. First, probably my favorite one is this cardio load feature. Essentially, this band, as you are wearing it, it's always essentially tracking how active you are during the day and giving you very easy to understand score. So you can simply look at your score and it can easily give you indication of how active you are during the day without you even logging any exercises. For example, you see, for yesterday, I did logged like one workout, but I see it only accounted for like 16% of my cardio load. The rest I simply earned moving around my house, doing something basically, so non-tracked activities. So this is absolutely awesome feature because, for example, other like bands or smartwatch, maybe they have like similar system, but they do not actually log the activities that you do not track. This one tracks everything that you do, so it's actually very smart. Then also the Fitbit Air has got smart alarms as well. Essentially you can set alarm on it, and in the morning it will actually look at your sleep stage and wake you up at the best time possible. So again, at the end of your sleep stage, when you basically will feel the best rested if you were woken up. So if you want to set this up, simply go here, click on your device, on the Fitbit Air, click on the alarms, and you see you can add a new alarm here. So you can set your time here, and also we can enable the smart wake feature. So you see, so it is in 30-minute range of this one. And in the morning, if you want to dismiss your alarm, simply double tap. Just like this, and the alarm will shut up. So it has got vibration motor inside. Also, one more thing, by default the vibration motor isn't that strong. So what I suggest to also do is in the device preferences, vibration, and set it to high. By default it's set at low. So you want to do that, otherwise in the morning it probably won't wake you up. And if you want to track a workout on the Fitbit Air, there are two different ways how to do that. So since this tracker obviously doesn't have any buttons or any screen, we actually can't like start the workout basically by interacting with the tracker itself. So either we have to use the automatic method or the manual in the phone app. So first, if you go in the fitness tab here, I see you can go here and you can start all kinds of exercise. So there are lots of different exercises that you can choose from. Okay, so you would go here, click for example walk, and you see it's starting a workout. Also, the Fitbit Air does not have internal GPS, so it will fetch the GPS from your phone if your phone is in range. But the GPS only will be recorded if you start the activity manually. If you let the automatic workout detection work, it actually won't record GPS. Also, this band has got automatic workout detection as well. Essentially, if you simply wear your band and simply go and do something, it should ultimately also log the workout. But there are some things you need to know about it. First, if you click on your profile icon here, Google Health Settings, in the activity detection, so yeah, you can enable it or disable it, and also you will see all kinds of exercise here. What is the limitation of the automatic one? By default, so you see it actually has got 10-minute minimum limit. So for example, if you run for let's say 8 minutes, it actually won't log the workout, which is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, but for some activities it's set at like 15 minutes, so you want to go here and set it maybe like 10 minutes essentially. So I think this automatic detection overall is quite wonky. Also, when I first actually paired this watch to my phone, there appeared like tons of different other workouts, but somehow they have disappeared here. I have no idea why. And again, yeah, the app overall is quite buggy as well at the time of filming. So you can see all kinds of bugs in the app, unfortunately. Also, when you actually finish a workout, there is one more bug that I have actually noticed. For example, after you end the workout, it takes some time actually for all the data to become available here. For example, your map, some more stuff. So it takes usually sometimes up to 20 minutes for all this data to start appearing here. And also another negative I have found on this band is it actually doesn't work very well offline. So for example, if you do not have access to the internet, if you actually try to sync your data, it actually won't properly sync, and also yeah, it simply won't properly work without internet access. However, what's cool about the Fitbit Air, it has got 7-day memory inbuilt in the tracker. So for example, if you do not have your phone in range for 7 days, if you do not have internet access for 7 days, it still actually records everything in the band, and once you actually paired with your phone, it will ultimately upload everything. But yeah, the app itself doesn't work good at all if you don't have internet access. When it comes to other negatives for this tracker, I also find the step counter actually isn't good at all on this band, and it generally likes to undercount like absolutely crazy compared to like decent smartwatches such as Samsung Galaxy Watch or Apple Watch. So when I wear this, and for example my Samsung Galaxy Watch, which in my opinion out of pretty much any smartwatch is really the most accurate, then I'm getting roughly 30% less step count on this one compared to my Samsung Galaxy Watch at the end of the day. If you are simply like taking fairly long walks, it doesn't have any problems, but if you are simply moving around your house in short bursts, maybe doing some kind of household chores, it likes to undercount like absolutely crazy. So again, at the end of the day, I'm seeing like 30% less steps on this one. So for example, if you're coming from an older Fitbit to this new Fitbit Air, then again the algorithm is actually completely different on these devices, and I would say the algorithm actually is pretty much the same on the Fitbit Air as on the Google Pixel Watch. The Pixel Watch also is absolutely terrible when it comes to step counting in that case. But yeah, if you're coming from older Fitbit and are wondering why is your steps so off, then again, maybe literally just add like 30% extra steps, whatever this number says, and that would be your actual step count. Also, what's cool, if you use this band with an iPhone and also still want to perhaps use your Apple Watch in daytime, maybe you only want to wear this at night, but in the daytime you want like access to Apple Watch, you can also pass the date from the Fitbit to the Apple Health as well. So you can use Apple Health as well if you want, for example. So to do that, again, go to the Google Health app, click on your device here and click Apps and Services. And you see you have the Apple Health integration here. So click Get Started and we simply want to agree. Okay, so turn on all. Okay, and click Allow. Let's try again. No, it actually worked. Again, the app is quite buggy in my opinion, so it throws up all kinds of errors. Also, you see, we can also integrate it with Strava here as well. So we can link it together, agree and continue. And you will need to log in simply in your Strava account here. So simply log in, and then also you can get your date from the Fitbit to the Strava. Also, if you're wondering if the Fitbit Air has got any subscription payments, so do you have to actually pay any monthly fees to be able to use it, just like, for example, other of these type of bands like the Whoop, then I mostly have good news for you. So when you actually get the Google Health app, it actually does offers you a premium subscription. And also when you purchase a Fitbit Air, you also get 3 months of free service as well for the premium. The normal price is like $100 or 100 euros per year. But the good news is the premium essentially is only for kind of these AI snippets and also the AI chatbot. So all the other features are totally free. For example, we get the cardio load feature for free. We can obviously track step count. For example, on the Whoop, you can't even track such basic stuff without paying subscription. Also, we can obviously check our sleep, and sleep tracking also is absolutely excellent on this band, in my opinion, really one of the best. So it's absolutely good. Really the best you can get. So we can track our heart rate, resting heart rate. We also have HRV as well. So if you go in the Health tab over here, you can also track your HRV essentially. So pretty much everything is free. Also, we have some workout libraries as well. For example, some videos that you can follow. Again, all these are free. So if you're wondering what does premium gives you, then again, for example, it gives you like these kind of briefs, but you see, it's like totally pointless stuff in my opinion, for most part. Personally, again, I'm not willing to pay for this stuff. The normal price is like 100 euros or $100 per year to get this stuff and also this AI chatbot essentially. So you can ask some things. For example, how can I improve my sleep? So it kind of will look at your data and simply give you like some tips about things that you ask. But in my opinion, again, this is mostly like unnecessary, because you can simply ask such question to, for example, like a free ChatGPT or Gemini assistant. That again is completely free for anyone, and you mostly will get almost similar results, just without your personalized like date sprinkled in. But as you see, yeah, it's not really necessary at all. In my opinion, if this premium subscription was maybe like only $5 per year, I still wouldn't pay for it, because I find mostly useless. Also, it offers to create these custom workouts for you, but when I also check that out, again, it's mostly like very generic stuff and not necessary at all. So again, I think that's really the beauty of this fitness tracker. All the actually good features, everything that you need is completely free. These gimmicks, again, I would say that they're just gimmicks that are totally unnecessary. Also, to get the best sleep tracking performance, I also suggest you to set up a sleep schedule as well for this band. So if you go in the profile here, Google Health settings again, in the sleep, as you can set a sleep schedule. So it will essentially help better understand when your sleep schedule is. So see wake up time, how long you want to sleep for, and continue. So see, you can also set this up to help as a band know better actually when you usually go to sleep. Also, what's cool, this band can also track this AFIB, so irregular heart rhythm. So by default it's already enabled, but yeah, if you go in the health tab in the health checks, you can click here on the irregular rhythm. Essentially, if this band detects that you maybe have some problems with your heart, again, your AFIB is off essentially, so your heart rate simply isn't functioning as it should. It also will give you a notification on your phone, which is absolutely awesome. Also, if you ever experience any problems with your band, or perhaps you need to reset it, it's also very easy. So first you can simply grab your cable. As you see on the charger, we have this tiny button here that we can press. So what you do is you simply plug it in power, pop your watch on it, and we simply press and hold this button for 15 seconds, and you'll see basically light flash here, and then it will both soft reset itself, so like restart, and also it will become available for pairing if you perhaps need to pair it with another device. And yeah, overall the new Fitbit Air definitely is very impressive indeed. I especially like the insanely small size of it. So out of any of these band style trackers, it's the lightest and also slimmest one. So no band actually can beat it. Absolutely insane. Especially also if you compare it to a smartwatch for sleep tracking, this is pretty much really the best you can get. Also, the heart rate sensor performance also is absolutely excellent, and also sleep tracking as well, so really can't be beaten. And also all for fairly affordable price and without any like mandatory subscriptions as well, so absolutely awesome. Okay, like